is now in a very, very strong position at the top of the leaderboard. Line up for the men's 3,000 metres. Sorry, Scott.
Yeah, no, it's a very exciting race in prospect. We saw the women just now, and the dynamics of this race have changed since about, I don't know, 8 or 9 p.m. yesterday evening, when Josh Kerr pulled out of this race. And Andy Penny on the outside, then Tom Keane. And then he's one of the athletes that may feature in this. The man on the inside, Henry McCluskey, Isle of Wight athlete. Well, perhaps the favourite for this one. He's the fastest on paper. He's the only one, really, Hannah, that is perhaps capable of getting that world qualifying standard of 7:33. And that's the time that the wave lights are going to be set up for this race.
Well, look, we know this track is fast. We saw what Keely Hodgkinson did yesterday with a 1:56.33. I think the 2 mile, was it one of the world records, maybe the 2 mile world record was set here a while ago by Haile Gebrselassie. This track is quick, very, very well suited to a 3,000.
I'm surprised they didn't split the start, actually, because that's a lot of athletes to go through. 16 athletes on one line on a 6-lane track. Lucky for now that nobody's fallen, and somebody like Callum Elson, just trying to find out where he is. He's somebody that perhaps will want to stay away from any spikes. He had that issue at the World Indoors a couple of years ago after a brilliant performance here at these UK Indoor Championships. And, you know, we're seeing a bit of a mix. That is Joe Tuffin leading this race at the minute, and I'm just looking for where the wave lights are.
Wave lights? I do not understand. I really hope the men down there on the track were aware that the wave lights weren't going to come on, because it is really something to add wave lights into a championship. Tell athletes it's going to happen, and then for it not to happen, what that does to your race plan is very confusing. Joseph Tuffin, he's kind of prides himself as being one of the fastest working 1500 metre runners in the country. He holds down a full-time job, and he's very, very quick over 1500, trying to move up to more the 5k, 3k. So I can see why Tuffin wouldn't have wanted to muck around here in this race, but I just hope he wasn't expecting the wave lights, because 62 through the first 400, that's well under 8-minute pace. It's too fast, really, and I just hope Tuffin wasn't expecting something to gauge his effort off that's then not there.
Yeah, it's really interesting how this is spread out very quickly. Tuffin is somebody that this year has gone under 4 minutes for the mile indoors. He's very, very quick, the 26-year-old, and just behind him in second place there. Very interesting to see him, Ted Higgins, take to the 3,000 metres. He's somebody that got a silver medal at the UK Indoors last year over the 800 metres. In third place, Callum Elson, a man we know very well on this track. He was silver at the UK Indoors over the 1,500. What a great race that was 2 years ago. He's having a short and sweet indoor season, still trying to find the rhythm that he got ahead of that 2024 win, silver medal here before he went to the World Indoors. He struggled with injury, and that surgery on his Achilles set him back a bit. Yeah,
it was a horrible spike down the back of the Achilles for Callum Elson in Glasgow at that World Indoor Championships, and he's rounding back into form, and I think this was the correct decision for Elson to test himself over this longer distance. But at 2:05 through 800 metres, so that's a 63, so 62, then a 63 for Joseph Tuffin. And I think the other men will be saying thank you very much to the Brat Runners, the Birmingham Running and Triathlon Club, another well-known club, but Joe Tuffin's giving them their moment in the front here of the group. Let's have a look through the first kilometre here for Tuffin.
Well, very interestingly, Hannah, without Josh Kerr here, the athletes, the 16 on the start line, were asked whether they want the wave light, and they turned it down.
Love it.
So they want a pure race, and Tuffin is the man that has done the hard work over the first kilometre or so, and it's just looking to say, hey, Mr. Higgins, it's your turn, buddy. But Higgins is an 800 runner, and I don't think you'll fancy leading a 3K.
2:36 from Joe Tuffin, and if they dawdle here, they're going to absolutely throw that away. That's a fantastic start from Joseph Tuffin. Higgins isn't moving. Henry McCluskey, I wonder whether they talked about this in the call room. Oh, they're really throwing away a fast time now in one lap. You've got to commit to every single lap here if you want it to go well.
It's because for Higgins, it's not in his interests to keep this quick. He's not going to be able to live with the strength of some of these 3K, 5K boys. He's an 800, 1500 guy. He's run very well this season over the 1500. And if it's slow, he will feature at the end of this race, but if it's too quick, he might just drop off and fatigue. The Tunbridge lads, they know how to work hard, don't they? But maybe it's just a bit too much. And coming through just on the outside now, is that Oscar Bell? Just
Jacob Kahn.
Jacob Kahn, is it?
And again, I think when you looked at Joseph Tuffin trying to move up through the distances, that makes sense for me, trying to make this a true run race. But when I look back down the field and the other athletes that would like it to be quick, I think it is Jacob Kahn, because he had an 8 on his hip.
No, I think Jacob Kahn's in the orange vest towards the middle of Western Tempo, towards the front of it. It might be Finlay Ross Davey, the Gars Cube athlete in the white vest at the front. Well done, young man, brave, get to the front, start stretching this one out. He's only 22 years of age, and McLuckie is exactly where you would want the favourite of this race to be. He's marshalling everybody. If I'm looking at somebody like Tuffin on the inside now, he's almost in a box position, which is not easy to get out of, and he's going to have to be cautious over the next couple of laps to try and weave his way out.
I'd be keeping half an eye on Tom Keane here. He's tucked in 4th place, 3:37, man. There he goes. That's the first time we've seen Tom Keane to the lead, and Henry McLuckie reacts to that, and you were right to pick out Finlay Ross Davey. I enjoyed that stint at the front for him, and if Ross Davey could just pay attention here, he's trying to keep himself in 3rd place. That's a good move from him. But McLuckie, I think there's a huge danger from Tom Keane here. He's a previous European under-18 champion over 800. He's moving up the distance, no, 3,000, and he's moving back up the distances now, back to what he did as a youngster. But Tom Keane is tactically astute on his day, and he has got a strong finish, as has Tom Dodd on the outside. He's another athlete that's gone well under 340 in his career. Oh, there's too many men in this.
Yeah, and it's slowed down massively with 5:19 through 2 kilometres. It's strange, we got to the mid part of that race and we barely mentioned Tom Keane quietly going about his business. He got a silver medal here behind Neil Gawley in the 1500 metres last month, and it's very, very bunched up. They're going to have to be super careful here. Just looking at the young man on the inside, Ross Davey, he's still in a good position. Tuffin is boxed in, and there's a lot of them in there. McDonald too, keep an eye out for him. Battersill, well, what about Will Battersill? Can he cause an upset here? On the outside, he's got the white vest with the red ring around it, and it's just starting to stretch ever so slightly, and that jostling for position saw everybody bunched up. Nobody wants to take it out in the final 800, but it's McLuckie that's leading.
They're going to come round and they're going to see 3 laps to go this time. And for me, Henry McLuckie is reacting to everything that Tom Keane does. That's really hard to do. You're surging. Tom Dodd looking for space on the inside. Finlay Davis doing well to hold his position. Now, Ted Higgins has done absolutely nothing. He's had a wonderful race, always been in a good position, not overreacted to anything. He's going to have conserved a lot of energy. McLuckie, for me, I think the pressure might start to show for the Isle of Wight man here. There's a lot of pressure on him, and he's going to come after attack after attack after attack. He's got a decision to make here with 400 to go. Does he let someone else make the first move and then try and cover it and then go again? Or surely he's not going to try and lead for so many laps in this final.
We're starting to see 5 athletes break away. It's McLuckie and Keane, with Ross Davey, Higgins, and then Dodd, and maybe Tuffin just starting to close. And in the orange vest on the outside, Jacob Kahn is starting to surge down the outside. He's had a very good winter. He's been very impressive, quietly building over the last couple of months. But at the front now, here we go with Keane in the final 300 metres, pulling away from McLuckie. Higgins just fading backwards in 3rd. At the bell then, it's Tom Keane pushing on. Silver medalist here last year, looking for gold over the 3,000 metres. This is superb as he boosts down the back straight. McLuckie, though, maybe just a resurgence. Can he close the gap over the final 100 metres? They're going to have somebody to lap as they come into the home straight. And Higgins is well clear in 3rd at the minute. It's Keane against McLuckie. These two, shoulder to shoulder. Who's going to get it on the line? It's so close! 7:51.68. Nothing to choose between them. Ever so close.
Tom Keane for me.
Tom Keane, maybe, Hannah says. I thought it might have been Henry McLuckie. There was nothing to choose between them at the finish. It's Tom Keane that's been given it, the 24-year-old. 7:51.68. He's the champion. He upgrades from silver last year in the 1500. He's finally done it. The Scottish indoor champion over this event becomes the UK indoor champion. 0.02 of a second ahead of Henry McLuckie, and Ted Higgins 7:53.21 to take the bronze, and Jacob Kahn, who was quiet at the back of that race for so long, left it too late in the end to get amongst the medals. What a dust-up in the straight.
The change of pace from Tom Keane when he went to the lead, it was nearly his undoing. He was super vulnerable here in the last 50 metres. This is a long finish straight here in Birmingham. We'll see that drama again, I'm sure, in the 800s, in the 400s, maybe the 15s as well. A lot can change in that last 50 metres, but it didn't there.
And Tom Keane there confirmed as the winner, 200th of a second. That's the sort of race we want. Ted Higgins, a massive personal best, never gone under 8 minutes if I remember correctly. Jacob Kahn, well, he just left it a bit too late. I feel if he was inside the top 5 or 6 when they managed to break away, it might have been a different story, but he will have learnt from that, still learning on the track for sure. Joe Tuffin, who led early on in 5th place.
Hey, I'm Ellis Fitzgerald, and you need to go and sign up to European Athletics YouTube.